Okay everybody, back to the channel. It's been a while since I've been on here, and I've had a lot of people ask when I was going to start this wheel motor repair or hydro repair on my 2018 Toro Grandstand. We're going to start it today. It's good weather out. I can have the doors on the shop open, don't need to run the heater, so we're going to go ahead and start. One of the first things we're going to do, I already went and washed this machine. I took it to car wash at the end of the season. I went ahead and power washed it. I took the fuel tank and everything out to get it cleaner in there so I could work with it. So a couple things we're going to do. I got a couple absorbent pads I put underneath here for when we're dealing with this, because the hydraulic oil is kind of really sticky and stuff. So we'll stick that up underneath there. First off, you got to do is loosen these up here. This holds your pad on and up. You got to get that down because we're going to drain the oil out of it first. So then that way we can get into the pumps to loosen up the caps, and then we'll raise the thing up and pull the filters out and let it drain. And I'll probably let it drain. I'll stop at that point. I'll let it drain for an hour or so, just so it's good and clean and out. When I get ready to take it apart, I don't have as much to deal with. So we get these here knobs loose. You got a couple plastic hat bushings in here that this rides on. If you notice my pad, the factory Toro one's kind of a cloth or a nylon type. We wore those out, and I took the assembly, which there's 4 bolts on it on the back side here. I took the assembly into a local automotive upholster, and he put vinyl on it for me. And I tell you what, this vinyl has really held up very, very well. It's been on here now. Let's see, this is 2026. It's been on there since 2023. So we got 3 years and 3,000 hours on this machine. I've got it on my other one too. It holds up pretty good. So we're going to unhook this and let it just drop down. Now we're going to take these 4 bolts out. It takes a 9/16 socket, and I just use an impact. Get my tools here all set up. I got a magnetic tray I got sitting on the machine just so I have a place to put the hardware. So let's start right here. Always leave one in when I take this off, just so it doesn't drop. I can hold it, and voila. And then just take this bracket and set it off to the side. I always just stick it here on the front. I've also lowered the mower deck all the way down as far as you can go, because when we get into the disassembly, you're going to have to take the PTO belt off, and in order to get your drive belt off. So it's easiest if you just drop it as low as it'll go. All right, up next we'll move the tank. I ran it down to where about a half a tank, so it's easier to move. You can do it no matter whether it's full or empty. You have, this is your fuel line. There's a little squeeze clamp on it. We'll pop that loose real quick. In this procedure that we're doing right now, this part of it, you do whenever you do your hydro filter change, oil changes every 500 hours, because that's what we do. I think that's why we got our hydros is lasting as long as they have. So I've disconnected the fuel line. I just shove that up here out of the way. Then you have a vent tube. I disconnect it from the breather and just let it go with the tank. We'll set the tank off to the side here. All right, so now we're opened up in here, we'll go ahead and start getting ready to drain the oil out of the pumps. So I always do the left-hand side first, then the right-hand side. So I'll go ahead, I'm going to raise this back up. Raise this up, and then I'll have to get down on the ground, and it takes a 3/8 drive extension and a ratchet. And an oil pan, and it will fill this oil pan up. So if not, it'll run it over. You might have to have 2 pans. But I stick pan in there like that. We're down in there. I'll just go ahead and take you with me so you can see. What we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to take this right here out on this one. And then over here on the right hand side, and like I say, it's just a 3/8 drive breaker bar in there. Make sure I got it on the loose side to loosen. And I'll just set you down a minute. All right, I got it loosened up, and then I just take my breaker bar, put it back in there, and just screw it out. Once they drain, we'll pull the filters, but we'll put the cap back on once it's drained, because when I go to taking these out, they'll be running fluid everywhere. So fluid looks pretty clean, and you just pull this out here. Sometimes you have to use a pair of needle nose pliers, but I normally can get it out, and then you just let it drain right there. Now, I haven't pulled any of the filler caps. I haven't loosened the reservoir cap yet. I'm just letting it get the initial stuff out. I'll just stand that up right there. Set it down. We do the same to the other side, but we're going to let this side drain down a little bit more. And then I need to get my other pan. I don't know where I put it, but we'll go from there. Like I say, I hadn't done the reservoir cap. We'll go ahead and pull it out. It and the screen, set it off to the side here. Now we'll go ahead and go in here and pop the fillers. Sorry about that, I had to step away, customer called. So now we're going to open up the fill caps. They're down in here. I'll take you with me here. They're right there. There's the one for the left side. The other one is over here on the right. So we'll take it out. It's right down here. Probably have to get me another extension. Oh yeah, these ones are hex heads. So this takes a 3/8 hex head, and I always put an extra extension on because you get down in there. I don't take this totally out. I just take it to where it's loose so the air and stuff will come through it. And you'll find that out when we go to fill them up, if you take them out and then make a mess. So I'll go ahead and uncap this side. Right down here in this corner. Right there. Alright, those are loosened up. So now we'll go back down underneath. If my other one's gotten drained, we'll go ahead and drain the other side. I'm going to go ahead and put the drain cap back on this one. I just put it on till it's snug. I don't really tighten it up too tight. Going to be taking it out anyway to put the filter in when we put them back in. Alright, we'll slide the pan over to this side and we'll get it draining. Alright, that one's out. These have been leaking pretty bad. The inside of the wheels are just all coated with stuff, so I have to run them in the car wash once I get them off. Alright, we'll let those drain and I'll pick you back up when we're ready to start disassembly. Alright, the parts for this thing, is what it is the outer wheel seal on the hydros is leaking. And unfortunately, the only way to fix those seals is you have to take the hydros out, split the cases, pull the axle out because it's locked in with C-locks, and then you can get to your seal to change it out. Older mowers used to be able to just pull the hub off and then you can pull the seal from the outside, but you can't on these. They have to actually come apart. So the parts that you'll need, because we're going to change the belt while we're at it, you'll need a new drive belt. And the Toro part number for that is a 131124. Again, we're going to be changing the oil and everything, so you're going to need 2 filters for the hydros. The hydro filters is it's a tough torque item number, but it's from Toro, and that is a 187Q0699970. 5 quarts of Toro Hyper Oil. You have sealant, which is what you seal the cases back together with. They don't use a gasket, and its part number is a 1210959. You have 2 washers, and that part number is a 1324748. And then you have your axle seals, and being as I'm doing both of them, I got 2. So I have 2 kits here because I'm doing both sides. And that part number is a 1324745. So everything we need here to do both hydro units, there's 1 of each, and there's 2 of each here, is your sealant, your washers, your seal, your filters, your oil, and the belt. And that should have everything back up to what it needs to be. So I'll get started when we get back after we hit these hydros all changed.